At scale, we keep humans at the center of everything we do because AI should always work for us, not the other way around.
At a House Energy and Commerce Committee hearing in April on the future of AI, Alexandr Wang, once the world's youngest billionaire, was invited to testify. Wang has been in the news recently when he officially announced on X in early June that Mark Zuckerberg's Meta would be taking a sizable stake in his company Scale AI. And in turn, he would be joining Meta as a full-time employee to work on its AI efforts. Here are the top moments from his testimony before coming aboard Meta.
Over the past decade, it's become clear that the United States faces intense global competition in determining how AI should evolve and who should lead. In 2018, the Chinese Communist Party's AI master plan started taking shape. They were already developing advanced AI capabilities and using that technology to surveil and suppress their people. Fast forward to today, their plan is more sophisticated and expansive. It includes 4 key areas of focus. First, the CCP is taking a whole-of-country approach, having recently launched their AI Plus initiative. Second, the CCP is out-investing us in data, spending billions on AI-ready data and unlocking vast public datasets to fuel AI systems. Third, they're finding ways to catch up on compute and building out their physical infrastructure. And lastly, they're developing leading AI models and exporting them to the world. But we are not here today to just talk about what China is doing, but to identify how the US can lead. Given how close the competition is across all foundational elements, the policies this Congress promotes could determine the outcome. Global AI dominance is not about trying to level the playing field by mimicking China's authoritarian way of government and AI adoption. Instead, the United States must chart our own course, one that is anchored in American values. This is vital to our long-term national security. This requires decisive action by the United States across 4 main themes: dominate, unleash, innovate, and promote. To dominate, we need to win on data. The US government is one of the largest producers of data in the world, but currently, most of that data is unavailable to advance American AI leadership. There are 3 immediate actions that would move us forward towards data dominance. First, establish a national AI data reserve. This resource should serve as a centralized hub for the government's AI work, housing relevant government data and allowing it to be easily shared between agencies and enabling widespread AI adoption. Second, make all government data AI ready and stand up AI data infrastructure to enable scaled implementation. And third, Congress should invest to position data dominance as a national priority. The next theme is unleash, meaning we must unleash AI technology and establish an agentic government. An agentic government is one that uses AI under human supervision to enhance its operations. For example, federal agencies could leverage AI to streamline veteran healthcare paperwork, improve fraud detection at the IRS, and boost efficiency and information sharing across agencies. This will improve the lives of public employees and the American people. Congress should require each agency to set up at least one flagship agentic government program. Next, we must maximize the ability of companies to innovate. I believe the right regulatory framework is one that allows for innovation while still creating proper guardrails. Congress should take 3 actions. First, confirm a use case-based regulatory framework and conduct an analysis to address regulatory gaps. Second, establish one single federal AI governance standard to avoid patchwork legislation at the state level. And third, implement policies that enable American workers to become the AI workforce of the future. These policies would provide the skills necessary to train, fine-tune, and evaluate AI systems. The final theme is promote, meaning we need to promote US technology globally. Countries around the world, what I call AI geopolitical swing states, will soon be forced to choose between Western or CCP-controlled technology. To help make sure they choose Western technology, Congress and the administration should empower NIST to complete all relevant measurement science for AI and export it to the world through the global network of AI safety institutes. America led the Industrial Revolution, the space race, the internet age. AI is the next frontier, and with your assistance, I'm confident we will lead again.
Kind of explain militarily what this means?
The potential implications of national security are incredible. As he mentioned, I think the place we're going to see this first is in cyber. I think we're going to see agentic cyber warfare in which we will see incredibly powerful AI and large-scale data centers being utilized to hack into our systems. One of the things that we were discussing previously is how vulnerable our energy grid is.
If everybody was going to have Einstein available, how would you suggest to teachers that they address this in the classroom?
I think it's important. Frankly, I think AI will be an immense opportunity for humans and for industries to be able to leverage as a core technology. Our view is that, in many ways, our role, humans' role will go towards supervising and managing these AI systems, these AI agents, if you will, and give ourselves, frankly, more leverage. So I think the key for teachers and for our education system is to teach people how to leverage AI systems, how to use them, how do you embrace the technology as a tool, as something that enables you to do more things, better things, more ambitious things.
You affirm the need for effective AI guardrails. This committee has repeatedly come close to passing a federal privacy standard based on data minimization and transparency. How important are privacy protections as a guardrail for AI?
We strongly support Congress's desire to get data privacy legislation done. Ultimately, what we find critically important is that, again, I've mentioned this a few times, that we have one federal framework so that we don't have a patchwork of various frameworks throughout the country.
Mr. Wang, I was impressed by MIT's AI innovation when I visited there a few years ago, but concerned to learn about the CCP's whole-of-government approach to accelerating Chinese AI capabilities. With the recent emergence of models like DeepSeek, how would you characterize our current competitive position against China, specifically in the areas of data, and I think you've answered this partly, computing, algorithms, and workforce development?
It's an important question, and I always, AI really does boil down to its ingredients, and these ingredients are the ones that you referenced: computational power, data, algorithms, and ultimately the workforce that we have to support it. When it comes to computational power, we are still ahead as a country, but we have to be very diligent to ensure that we stay ahead. We're lucky that the leading chips in the world are NVIDIA chips, some of the chips from Micron and others, which are the forefront of the industry and the envy of the world. But we need to maintain those leads, and we need to think deeply about how we do that. When it comes to the algorithms, I would actually say we're probably on par at this point with China. We used to have a meaningful lead. Most of the most innovative algorithms are American innovations, but they've been very quickly replicated, and at this point, it's not clear that we have a lead. When it comes to data, this is where China has an immeasurable lead. They've invested in it for years, nearly a decade of investment into data sets to fuel their AI development. This started with their global surveillance programs, and when they instituted large-scale AI for facial recognition and other technologies throughout the country, and has continued to today. We need to figure out as a country how we achieve data dominance and how we can do that both in the public sector as well as across the private sector. And then lastly, on the workforce, this is an important point. We, as a country, again, the workforce is what fuels every component of these sets of innovation. So we need to ensure that we as a country are setting up the right programs to empower the AI workforce of tomorrow.
What happens if we lose this AI race with China? What does the world look like if China becomes the leader in that space and no longer the United States, in part because we retired too much power?
I spoke to this, and I think Dr. Schmidt made some relevant comments that AI is on the brink of becoming a very, very powerful technology that is much more than just ChatGPT. It's a reasoning engine. It has the ability to very soon conduct cyber attacks, be really a very important technology for national security. So to sum it up, I guess, in 10 seconds, in a world where the Chinese Communist Party wins, they have clear intention to utilize AI as a mechanism to export their ideology globally, as well as potentially, enable them and other authoritarian countries to lead.
It's time to expire on this. So
you offer two options for AI dominance in the future and recommend working with our allies to promote an American model of AI technology. But this trade war is actively undermining our ability to work with our allies to do so. Can you elaborate quickly on the steps that we should actually take to work with our allies to promote a U.S. model of AI usage and governance?
Yes. So the first thing is we need to ensure that NIST, the National Institute of Standards, is properly resourced and we're able to make progress on AI measurement science and ultimately the development of these AI standards. Then we need to codify this into a set of standards that we ultimately agree with in terms of how we should measure AI performance, how we should, what are the characteristics of safe and performant AI systems in the future. And then we should utilize the global network of AI safety institutes, which already exists. Many countries have stood them up. France, the UK, Japan, India, Korea. I've met the heads of many of these AI safety institutes. They're all looking towards the United States because they understand that we are the leader in the technology, and we need to give them our standards and export it globally.
To keep up to date on all the latest congressional news, stay tuned to Congress Clips. And thanks for watching.